All right, folks. Based on my many conversations, I get the same question from veterans all the time. Can the VA really yank away my disability rating?
But your life does not. Oh my God.
If you're digging around on this topic, you've probably stumbled across this term, static disability. So in this video, we're going to break down what a static disability is, the kind of bulletproofing it gives you, and what to do if the VA decides to mess with it. And hey, if you think this video might help a fellow vet, don't be stingy, give it a like. What a static disability is, according to the VA. So the VA describes a static disability as a disability considered permanent by its nature, history, and severity. I know, thrilling stuff, right? Let's dive into those big words. The nature part means these are the kinds of disabilities that aren't going anywhere, like blindness, losing a limb, or paralysis. You know, the fun stuff. The history means if your condition has been on cruise control for a long time with no major changes, the VA likes to call it static. And severe disabilities are the ones that mess with your day-to-day and have zero chance of getting better. To figure all this out, the VA plays detective with your medical records, doctor's notes, and exam findings. They especially love it when doctors use the words like permanent, unlikely to improve, or unchanged. Now, how do you figure out if the VA has stamped your disability as static? Spoiler alert, they won't always use the word static in your rating letter. Instead, look for words like permanent or phrases like no future exams are scheduled. You also might spot something like eligibility to dependents chapter 35 DEA/CHAMPVA are established. This fancy talk means you're permanently and totally disabled and the VA is giving you the static disability nod. Protections for static disabilities. Alright, so what kind of protection does a static disability rating give you? Well, the VA says a static disability gets a permanent evaluation without the need for future exams to see if it magically got better. Basically, this means you're not going to be dragged in for a routine examination, which is the VA's favorite way to mess with your rating. Circumstances for reexaminations. But hold up, there are still some situations where you might get reexamined. For example, if you decide to file a new claim for an increased rating, or if the VA smells something fishy and suspects fraud, no matter why they're reexamining you, they can theoretically reassess your static disability rating. Additional VA rating protections. But here's the good news. Over time, your disability rating gets some extra layers of protection. After 5 years, the VA can't lower your rating without solid proof of major improvement. There are even more protections at 10 and 20 years, or if you're a wise old veteran aged at 55 or older. So let's sum it up. A static VA disability is one that's considered permanent based on its nature, history, and severity, meaning you don't need regular reexaminations. Since you're not getting reexamined all the time, your rating is more likely to hit those protection milestones at 5, 10, and 20 years. If the VA tries to change or revoke your rating, you'll have a brief window to hit back with new evidence. Appeals can be a real headache. So think about hiring a top-notch law firm that specializes in VA claims. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and like it so other vets can find it too. And don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates and tips on VA disability claims. Take care, folks.